How do you enhance your intelligence? Well, if you want to get better at a sport, what do? Well, you look at how the masters play and you try to mimic that. Well, if you want to enhance your intelligence, then you have to learn from the masters. But when it comes to intelligence, you probably don't think about plants. Now, plants don't have a brain, and if your definition of intelligence is whether you have a brain or not and how big it is, then maybe plants don't qualify for that. But if you define intelligence as the ability to solve problems efficiently and quickly, then plants are highly intelligent. See, plants cannot move because they have roots in the ground, which is a huge evolutionary disadvantage. So to make up for that, they have become master chemists. When an animal or insect starts chewing the leaf of a plant, it starts producing chemicals that will kill the insect. In fact, in some cases, for example, if there's a drought, the plants need all their leaves because there's not enough water to make new ones. And so they'll produce enough toxins to kill the animals grazing on them. The plants know they're being chewed because when one leaf is chewed, it starts releasing a chemical that not only tells that plant that there are animals chewing the leaves, but it also tells other plants around that plant that there are animals here. Kind of like a little warning signal. So the plants start producing toxins or make their leaves not tasty and hard to digest. Another amazing plant is actually corn. When a caterpillar starts eating corn, it starts producing this chemical that attracts wasps that kill the caterpillar. But what's even more interesting is that once they play the sound, just the sound alone of a caterpillar chewing leaves, it still triggered the corn's defense mechanism, attracting the wasps. And plants are truly amazing and have been shown to have memory too. But perhaps what's even more interesting, what just absolutely blows me away, is that plants have their own internet. It's called the Wood Wide Web. And one of my favorite movie directors, James Cameron, explains this perfectly in Avatar. See, there are little fungus that live inside the roots of the trees and plants. And what's very interesting is that these fungus can grab certain minerals from the soil that the plants could not otherwise get on their own. And in exchange for these minerals and nutrients, the plants give the fungus what it needs to survive. But what makes this an internet connection is the fact that this fungi actually has its own roots that go deep into the soil and connects to other plants. And so the older the tree is, the better connection it has to the forest. And one of the benefits of this is plants can send nutrients and memories to other plants through the Wood Wide Web. For example, scientists put a trackable radioactive nutrients in one of the trees and found it ended up in other trees too. And higher concentrations were found in trees that got less light, that were smaller, so couldn't reach the sun. And so that led to the theory that plants have a symbiotic relationship with one another, sending nutrients to other plants when needed. This is especially important in the wintertime, when trees with leaves give nutrients to trees without leaves. And then the trees without leaves also drop their leaves to give nutrients to the fungi. Here's what's funny. Plants, in a way, act like humans because they actually have favorite trees to give nutrients to, kind of like you have a best friend. And they also have been shown to favor their babies more than other plants. Or I guess you wouldn't call them babies. I guess you would call them, saplings? And the beautiful thing is, before the tree passes away, it sends out its memories and nutrients to the other trees. So this is a very, very interesting relationship, and I think there's a lot we have to learn here. Because when you see a tree at the park, what do you think of? Oh, it's just a tree. Or you remember that class in school where all we learn about is how the tree is made, what chemicals it's made of, what nutrient it needs. I mean, is that really interesting? Is that really going to help us evolve? I think we can learn a lot from these intelligent life forms. And maybe they don't have a brain, maybe they don't have neurons, but that doesn't mean they aren't intelligent. They can share food and memories with one another. They can warn each other, communicate with one another, and they can solve problems quickly and efficiently. All these things humans can do. Humans can also alter their biology with their mind after years of training, but not to the same extent as plants can go. Plants literally, like this, can produce enough toxins to kill an entire animal. Imagine if we could do that. Imagine if, with our mind, control our immune system to instantly kill any virus in our body. This really changes the way you view plants. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this episode of The Daniel Show, and I'll see you in the next one.